Welcome back to The Charismatic Voice. I've been streaming lately, doing some short analyses of songs that are chosen by patrons. This song was on that list. But when I started it, chat blew up and told me I could not go any further, that it demanded a long, deep analysis because apparently it's iconic. So I trust y'all very much. That is what we're going to do right now. Let's get to it. I immediately like the piano playing. Okay, a couple things that I want to mention in this instrumental beginning here. One of them is I think it's so wonderful when we have a song that's driven by piano. My first instrument growing up was piano. I still play piano a ton. And for most of my childhood, I was much more advanced in piano than singing. Singing only really took over my senior year of high school. So I love piano. And I might have a little bit to say about it. I particularly love the way that this piano intro had so much ebb and flow. I love it when we push and pull the tempo. A lot of the music today is built on something that we'll refer to sometimes as a grid. It feels like there's a very, very steady, locked-in click track. And I feel that removes some humanity from music. It does make it often a little bit more predictable and danceable, though. So there are pros and cons, but I like it. I like it when I have a little more fluctuation in the tempo, especially if something is really, really heartfelt ballady. And this feels like it's going in that direction. And it's interesting that we don't have any percussion that comes in until a little bit later. That's when we get a much more steady beat that is set up. And I think that's such an amazing way to create an atmosphere for this song that almost has this, it feels like it's hesitant at times, and then something just enters and it says, okay, well, we're going to flow now. Let's go back to the beginning. Man, I just like the way he plays too. The voicing is really nice. Meaning like what parts he draws out is louder. I find it so interesting that we got this bass line that interjects there too as well. The drums started flowing, and then when the bass comes in, it's saying like, okay, now we have a groove. And everything like gets out of the way, essentially, for that bass line as well. There's some very subtle synth work as well at this point. It keeps returning to the same chord.
They can't buy a job. Man in silk suit hurries by as he catches the poor old lady's eyes. Just for fun, he says, get a job.
Ooh.
That's just the way it is. Some things will never change. That's just the way it is. But don't you believe them?
Interesting, that bagadum, bagadum, bagadum. The pitches are not what I would expect. It's essentially arpeggiating a chord here, but they all have a colorful note in them that is not just a normal inversion of a chord you would expect. It actually has like it's got a slightly jazzy feel to it. His voice, gosh, it's earthy. It feels down to earth to me somehow, right? It's kind of a lower male voice. We're not like talking about bass range. We're not talking about super high. It's medium low and full, and it feels, it just feels so grounded. I hear enunciation that isn't highfalutin or sophisticated necessarily. It's just pretty casual. Like I'm doing some casual storytelling. There's something about this that actually all reminds me a little bit of Billy Joel. Let's go back.
Standing in line, marking time, waiting for the welfare dime. 'Cause they can't buy a job.
It's so interesting when I see him here. Obviously, this isn't the same look he had while he was recording this, but just from his face, I wouldn't necessarily think he'd have so much depth in his sound. It's round, feels full throated. Kind of like gravy. His voice is like gravy, I think. I'm trying to think of a good food comparison. Let's keep going.
Man in a silk suit hurries by as he catches the poor old lady's eyes. Just for fun, he says, get a job.
Like it's pretty thick, but there's bite to it. So it's like gravy that has good citrus. Yeah, that's really interesting pitches. I like this change. There's a certain longing and like just a slight inflection at the end of that note.
Some things will never change.
There's some element of Phil Collins in there as well.
Some things will never change. That's just the way it is. Ah, but don't you believe them? Said, hey, little boy, you can't go where the others go. You don't look like they do. Said, hey, old man, how can you stand to think that way? Did you really think about it before you made the rules? He said so. That's just the way it is. Some things will never change. That's just the way it is. Oh, but don't you believe that?
Man, I read the lyrics ahead of time, but the way he sings them, and I think the music and the riff underneath it has so much emotional impact together. It made me teary-eyed about this story of the little boy who's told he can't go in there because, it's talking essentially about racism here, right? Hey, little boy, you can't go where the others go because you don't look like they do. This idea that somebody's not allowed to go somewhere because of how they look. And the response back of, how can you stand to think that way? Do you really think about it before you made those rules? And the person replies, that's just the way it is. Some things will never change. Man, it first fills my heart with so much sadness to think about telling a child, no, you can't do that because of skin color. I feel that it's very important to consider when you're telling a kid no, is that no because of your discomfort? Is that no because of some rule in society that absolutely makes no sense at all? When we tell them no, that forces them inside of a box. And raising two kids right now, especially my 4-year-old, is looking to understand all kinds of rules. And I'm always wondering to myself, How can I help him to not lose this childhood brilliance? Kids this age are testable geniuses, right? We are always saying no. And that doesn't even like reach the level of this song, this idea that there was this horrible racist line that society had drawn. And I think that it's very, very good that we're constantly, hopefully today, questioning different things that are considered normal in society. And I think that the lyrics of "That's just the way it is, some things will never change," it bothers me fundamentally. I was like, no, it doesn't have to be that way. I think this also probably all goes back to a story that I'll tell in a little while because I've paused too long. But I'm going to say thank you to my mom.
Think about it before you make the rules. You said so. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, it sounds like
some things will never change.
God.
That's just the way it is. Oh, but don't you believe that?
Oh, that's so cool. I love that view of his hands. This is really awesome. Most of the time, instrumental solos on this channel are guitar, and I'm like, I don't play the guitar. I've learned a lot about it on this channel, but right now, the fact that I get a piano solo, I'm very excited about that. One of the things I want to mention, like technique-wise, to look out for is the looseness in his wrists. It's very, very important. A lot of times people, when they're learning to play the piano or they're like, oh, I need to make a huge, big sound, they end up like really tightening it up. And if they do that for years and years, they get carpal tunnel. It's important to maintain this fluidity where you're able to engage. But when you're engaging like weight to, gosh, I'm attacking my desk now. I actually have a piano underneath my desk. It's so cool. It's like there's a slide out drawer and there's a keyboard that's right down here. It's not on currently. But when you put weight into a key, it's important that weight be coming. If it's a lot of weight, you want to bring it from your entire body. It's actually kind of like dancing. Like you don't want to just like isolate something and like lead a person like this. You want to use your whole body weight and transfer that into your hand or your finger. And that does mean that you'll need to engage your wrist and have essentially support there to transfer that weight. But if a person goes like this and they lose the fluidity, suddenly they can't move quickly, the agility is gone, and it just bodes all kinds of horrible tension problems. So I was really noticing like a beautiful flexibility, fluidity in his hands. And I found it so nice when he's accentuating a particular note. Often he's doing it with just a pointer finger or a third finger. That stronger fingers naturally. And you can see how he's shifting his fingering around the piano so that he's able to use those fingers to really accentuate a particular sound. Also, I just love the way it's filmed. I'm still going to get back to that story. See the way he's like, boom, boom. And you see like, he often brings his hand back too, almost as a reset to remind to have this sort of flow. Beautiful. One of the other things I like that always was mentioned is to make sure that your wrist is centered over the part you're playing. A lot of people will try to like go like this because they're reaching. You're like, no. Move the whole arm. I'm not sure you can see that because the video might actually be blocking it, but anyhow. Watch his wrists in position or in and its position to his fingers. So kind of like brings in that like movement and floppiness. But if you lead with the wrist so that it's in front of where the keys are going to play it, it's really helpful. And there's that accent, the accents I was talking about. Ooh, interesting.
Well, they passed a law in 64 to give those who ain't got a little.
Okay, we'll do a little story time here because that's just the way it is. It's that idea I want to come back to. It's interesting. The song is titled "That's Just the Way It Is," but I actually think the whole song is about fighting that idea. And this is where I got to say thank you, Mom, because I felt empowered as a kid to really choose my own destiny and say if I wanted to do something, it's like I'm going to do it. And I think because my parents often didn't tell me no. Well, they told me no, like for some very sensible things, of course. But an example, I went to Bach Festival every summer with my mom in Central Washington at Lake Chelan. I love the Bach Festival there. It's amazing. And there was lots of classical music and this big adult choir that would sing huge masses, like these big, amazing classical works. Did I mention it was an adult choir? But when I was 10, I'd been practicing with my mom in the choir the whole time. I knew all the parts. I'd done this. This was like my second or third summer where I'd just been in there singing with them because Mom was like, why can't she come sing with us? She should. She can sing the notes. She knows how to read music. She's like, she should come and sing. So I performed with them. Even though I was a kid, I was like, yeah, I want to perform. Why not? I think that ability to say, why not? And say, even though everyone else might not be doing it, that doesn't necessarily mean I shouldn't do it. I think that has unlocked my thinking throughout life. I think it's one of the keys that I have to why I might pursue something that feels ultimately really successful often. Well, sometimes falls on its face, let's be real. But I often say, why not? And that helps me think outside of the box because my parents encouraged me not to just say no or just take no for an answer. So that's just the way it is. I hope you all question that, and I hope that my children question that.
Well, they passed a law in 64 to give those who ain't got a little more, but it only goes so far. Because the law don't change another's mind when all it sees at the hiring time is the line on the collar bar. Just the way it is. Some things will never change. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is.
Ooh, that's beautiful. I love his piano playing. Is this around the time? I think it's so gorgeous how he started off this section with this like tumbling cascades kind of feel. It felt at times impressionistic and times jazzy, but there's also, just like some contemporary folk elements that are going on. And I like that that's essentially all been brought into a rock band-ish zone. It feels like a crossover of so many different styles. And I'm a sucker for piano. I love that the piano is really leading the song. It actually feels like the piano is leading the song even more than the vocals many times.
Some things will never change.
That being said, I do think his voice has a ton of longing and sincerity in it. He's got a great voice for storytelling.
That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is.
that. Actually, it kind of reminds me of some patterns in Joplin. I love that syncopation. And look, he's doing that same thing where he plucks with a pointer finger. It helps give a little more accent to a particular note. I think when you first start playing piano, a lot of times teachers are like, no. Don't just use little T-Rex pointer fingers on the piano. And then you're like, okay, now I can use all of my fingers very, very nicely. And then you become more advanced and they're like, you need more strength behind that. And you're like, bung, once more. So interesting, that synth sound, the low one. It feels very grounding as well. Oh, fade out? Gosh, it was a beautiful little piano excursion there too. I love the thoughtfulness of this song and the challenge it brings as well to society. And also, I think I take that challenge on, especially as a parent right now. But I truly believe that all humans can shake themselves out of their daily routines in just tons of different ways and then come back to daily life and question, why do I do it that way? I believe that is a large part of why I now love metal and rock music, because I was shaken out of my daily routine. Y'all helped me find metal and rock music. I'm going to do a playlist over here. It's going to have some Billy Joel on it. And it's going to have some Phil Collins too, since I mentioned that. But also, we're going to put a couple of songs on there that shook me out of my comfort zone early on in my journey with y'all on YouTube. So I hope you enjoy that playlist. And may you fall more in love with music every day.